How's it going, selectors, and welcome to our very first WIXOSS Top 10 video here on WIXOSSZONE. Today we're going to start with the newest WIXOSS set, at least as of the time of this recording, in English, Vertex Diva. So let's not beat around the bush too much. Let's get started. This is a top 10 list. These are my favorite cards from Vertex Diva. Not necessarily the most powerful or the most meta-defining, but they tend to be pretty strong. But there's also some like weird janky ones too. And I think this card, World Reverse, fits the bill for both camps. It is both a little janky and also like pretty good. So this is one of the piece cards. It costs 1 enter to play. Use conditions. You must have the team Ancient Surprise. So you can only play this in an Umar at Towel deck. And yeah, this is a reason to actually play the Ancient Surprise team. And it says you gain the following ability for the duration of the game. And there's a couple piece cards in Vertex Diva that do this. They give you like these abilities for the rest of the game. And I think they're really, really good. They just add an extra layer of things that you can just have access to. So I think it's really, really good. So what does it actually do? It says auto, once per turn, during your turn, when a Signy enters your field, choose one of the following. If the Signy that enters the field is red, you may pay 1 enter of any. If you do, vanish a Signy on your opponent's field with power 8,000 or less, so it's really good at clearing the low-level lanes. Basically like, you know, level 1, maybe some level 2-ish lanes. 2, if the Signy that enters the field is blue, draw a card. Or 3, if the Signy that enters the field is green, enter charge. This is really, really sweet. So you have removal, you have ramp, you have card draw. And I think this just makes it so you can kind of tailor your deck to kind of do whatever you want. And I think it's really cool. Just note it says choose one of the following. So if you play a green and red Signy, you don't get both effects. You only get to pick one of the effects. So anyway, I think it's really cool. And it gives you like these deck building options that are just so much fun. Next up, we have another piece card. This is Summer Live Blues. Other than having absolutely, beautiful artwork, this is another piece card. It costs 2 blue enter. Use conditions. You have to have 2 or more blue Elrig on your field, so you have to play with at least 2 blue Elrigs, but I'm sure you can do that. And it also says, draw 2 cards, then put target Signy on your opponent's field on the bottom of its owner's deck. That's really, really good removal. It doesn't put it in the inner zone, doesn't put it in the trash. It puts it on the bottom of the deck, and that's probably like the best place it could go in most cases because it doesn't fuel into your opponent's strategy of, inner ramping, and it also doesn't fuel into their strategy if they're putting stuff into their trash. So I really like this effect. It draws 2 cards and clears a lane. So I kind of like this even in like sort of aggressive decks. I don't know. It's really cool. I like this card a lot. Also, like I said, the art is really, really good. Next up, we have an Elrig. This is an assist Elrig. This is X Step Out, which is one of the level 2 versions of X. It has the standard +1 Signy level limit. Says enter, draw 2 cards, or enter charge 2. So first of all, I love that already. You either get to draw 2 cards or enter 2. And then it says enter, target Signy on your field gains Assassin until the end of turn. And then what Assassin means, just in case you don't know, it also has reminder text here. A Signy with Assassin deals damage to your opponent directly rather than battling with the Signy in front of it when attacking, which is really cool. So it just like does basically like direct damage to your opponent, which is really good. So this either draws you 2 cards and deals like 1 damage, or enter charges 2 and deals 1 damage for only 1 enter. It has the grow cost of only 1. Also, they finally fixed it and it says grow and not glow, so that's really good. But yeah, this is one of my favorite assist Elrigs in the set. It does everything that I want. It clears the lanes, it enter charges you, it draws you cards. I love drawing cards, so this is great. Also want to note right now that this list is in no particular order. This is just the order that they're coming up in my in the video feed. So next up we have Exo Blessed Angel Queen. First of all, amazing art by Nozelman. Second of all, it's a really, really good card. So this is like the complete package. Looks awesome and is just really, really good. This is going to be a money card. This is going to be a staple for many decks. So What does Exia do? So Exia is a level 3 Signy. It is a white Signy, Idle Tone Angel, 12,000 attack. Auto, once per turn, when a Signy on your field becomes a target of your opponent's ability or effect, choose one of your opponent's Signy zones. Your opponent cannot attack with Signy in that Signy zone this turn, which is really, really good for slowing down the aggression. It says auto, at the end of your turn, up all Signy on your field, which is also really, really good for various shenanigans. It also has choose one as a life burst effect. Return target up Signy on your opponent's field to its owner's hand, or draw a card. And I really love the or draw card here, because if you get the life burst and you're not able to activate the first bit, you can still at least draw a card. So this card's really good. It's very controlling-ish, mid-rangey-ish, and it's really, really good at that. So expect to see this played a lot. And it's probably going to be one of the most expensive cards in the set, if it already isn't. Great card. Also, like I said, the art's so good. Ooh, yes. Next up, we have Alexandrite Natural Proxine, another level 3 Signy, Nature Tone Jewel, only 10,000 attack. She also has a life burst effect of a choose one, vanish target up Signy on your opponent's field, or draw a card. Once again, I like it a lot. Auto, whenever another Signy on your field gains Assassin, Lancer, or Double Crush, you may pay 1 fire and 1 enter of any type. If you do, this Signy also gains that ability until end of turn. This is so good. I love this in conjunction with stuff like the X Step Out, which gives a Signy Assassin. So if you're running X Step Out and you're running Alexandrite, both in an aggro deck, you can give 2 Signy Assassin for the price of 1. Really, really good. Also love like the Double Crush. This card's just awesome. I really want to play with this card in my mono red deck, though I might change the mono red deck around. I don't know, we'll see. I think it's really good though. Next up we have Columbus Azure General Queen. This is another level 3 super rare Signy. They're not all super rares, trust me. We have some like rares and whatnot as well. She's Idle Tone Brave, 12,000 attack. This one does not have life burst. This one does have the Harmony ability, which means you have to have down 2 of your Elrig when you play this. So it says, when the Signy enters the field, down it unless you down 2 upped Elrig on your field, which is usually not that big of a deal, but it just kind of prevents you from playing multiple of these really powerful Signy. And it says, constant, as long as you have 1 or less card in your Elrig deck, this Signy gains 3,000 power, which is big. This would be a 1,500 Signy, so this is like a chunky Signy, especially for blue. And it says, auto, at the beginning of your attack phase, if this Signy is upped, you may discard 3 cards. If you do, vanish target Signy on your opponent's field. So once again, it's a big chunky Signy, but it also clears the way. So this is, as we're seeing, as we saw with that peace card earlier, blue's getting some aggressive-y kind of stuff. I really dig it. You do need to have the cards to discard, right? You know, discarding 3 cards is a tall ask, but I really like this card. It does a lot of cool stuff. So I dig it. Also, once again, the art is great. That's true for Wixoss. The art is just good for this game in general. Next up, we have another amazing piece of artwork here. We have Orion Natural Planet Queen. This is a Nature Tone Cosmos, another level 3 blue Signy with 12,000 attack. This one does have a life burst of down a Signy on your opponent's field and freeze it and draw a card. Pretty good. Pretty good. The fact that it also freezes it is just really good. So if you can already do it, if you get this life burst on the 3rd Signy attack, right, and they're all downed anyway, you can still get value out of that by freezing, which is good. Constant, during your opponent's turn, if a Signy would leave your opponent's field, it is put into the owner's trash instead, which is very interesting. It kind of helps prevent some shenanigans here and there. Auto, at the end of your opponent's turn, draw a card, which is awesome. So if this card survives, you just get to draw a card at the end of your opponent's turn. And then action, discard a level 1 Signy, freeze all Signy on your opponent's field. I really love this card. Once again, you can see a theme here. I really like cards that let you draw cards. This one lets you draw cards, and it also is very controlling by letting you pitch and discard those level 1 Signy, which in late game, they might not be very good, might not be very useful. And if you're drawing a lot of cards anyway, you can make use of those, less good level 1 Signy by freezing all of your opponent's Signy and slowing things down. This card's gonna be really annoying, but I think it's really good. I think art's really good. Ooh, okay, I really love this one. This is probably gonna be like in my top 3 if I had to say. Not because it's good, but because I think it's cool. So this is a level 3 Signy. I think it's Ibaraki, Doji Jade Evil Queen, or Ibaraki? I think it's Ibaraki. Anyway, she's a demon, and she has Lancer, just constantly. She just has Lancer. So 12,000 with Lancer. And it says, at the beginning of your attack phase, put the Signy on your field into the trash unless you pay 3 of any enter. So it's a resource hog, right? So you want to play this in a very heavy ramp deck, but once you do, this is a must answer card. You just get to freely deal damage to your opponent, because what Lancer does is when this Signy kills one of your opponent's Signy, you get to crush one of their life cloths. Deal 1 damage to them. So it's really good. So I love this card. And also, once again, look at the art. It's so good. Some of the best in the set. Next up, we have, hey, look, not a super rare. We have Morax, Crimson Evil. This is a level 2 Signy. Demon, 3,000 attack. And she does have a life burst effect of vanish target Signy on your opponent's field unless they pay 2, which is interesting. I don't know how much I like the they paying thing, because they get to choose, right? And giving your opponent the ability to choose is generally not good in games. You want to have the control, you want to have the final say, right? So I'm not sure I like that all that much, but it hits any Signy, so that's pretty good. It also says, whenever the Signy attacks, if one or more cards were put from your opponent's enter zone into their trash by your effect this turn, enter charge 1. So this card really, like, I don't want to say benefits you. This card really synergizes with enter denial strategies, which is great. So like, it really incentivizes you to enter deny your opponent, but then you also get the benefit of enter charging yourself. Is this going to make it into my mono red deck? I don't know, probably not. I don't have a lot of enter denying effects, but if I do, then this could really make it in there. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Next up, we have Zeruel Jade Angel. I think this is the jankiest card that I picked, but I love cards like this. So this is another level 3, but this one's not a super rare, it's just a regular rare. And also I think this is the last card we're going to talk about today. It has 10,000 attack, and it has a crazy ability. So for a white, red, blue, green, and black, put up to 2 target Signy in your opponent's field into its owner's enter zone. And this is on an enter effect, right? So it's not, you can't just do it multiple times, but still, I think this is really, really cool. Do I think it's good? Nah, dude, I don't think it's good, but it makes me want to play something with this in it, like some weird janky 5-color deck. I think this card's cool. It clears 2 lanes too, so like you get good benefit out of it, but is the benefit worth it? No. But is it cool? Yeah, it's really cool. And we are back at World Reverse. So yeah, that is our very first top 10 list for WIXOSS. Let me know what your top 10 Vertex Diva cards are in the comments down below. If you like the background here, we do have that as a playmat over on redzonerogue.com. Details in the description down below where you can go get the playmat. We're gonna have more playmats too of our lovely character Katsumi and our brand new character Vea. We do have a new summer beach themed mat and all this kind of good stuff, but I digress. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time for some more WIXOSS content.